Hi, this is a rough and ready video pitch for Student Q. My name is Nigel Jones and I'm a professional doctorate in education student at Cardiff Metropolitan University. This is my problem. Do you recognise it? Lecturer, teacher in front of a sea of faces, and somewhere on the back row a lonely hand is raised, or so many hands you need to pick whose hand went up first. A telescope may help, but who was first is more difficult. Or do you recognise this situation? A lecturer in a tutorial room and students want help. But who asked for help first and second and so on? Have you been the student whose hand went up first but was last to be seen? Have you seen the lecturer on their way to you only to be stopped by another student who just requested help as the lecturer-teacher passed by? Want a solution? Here's mine. The Student Queue. A simple database held remotely or locally at an educational centre. A student can register on a web browsing device, a request for help, or to ask a question. The idea is similar to being on an aircraft. When you need to talk to an attendant, you press the overhead service button. The lecturer sees the queue, the list by name in time request order sequence. The student sees the same list and their place in the queue. How does it work for the lecturer? Well, the lecturer has to register for their personal queue. They'll be able to view their queue and reset it on the tablet, phone or web browsing PC. Resetting the queue is for when you want to move to a new session or start a new session, or during a session when the topic closes and the last question is asked. A lecturer will only have one queue. From the point of view of the student registered on our system searches for the lecturer's student queue and adds themselves to that queue. Here, Jane Smith presses the Add to Queue button. She's added to the queue. Her queue button toggles to remove from queue, and now Jane can remove herself from the queue when she has asked her question, or if it's been answered in response to, say, John's question. The lecturer resets the queue, and from the student's point of view, the queue becomes blank, and the button toggles back to Add to Queue. If I've identified an issue you recognise and you like the solution, please vote now, and in October, November, it will be yours to use. I like to KISS projects, but there are possible enhancements for the future. The first, the inclusion of an image. When the student registers to the system, an image is included that would appear alongside their name. Option 2. A method of categorizing the question, help required. For example, here I'm using De Bono 6 hats. The categorization, though, would have to have meaning to both lecturer and student. Alternative interfaces. Some form of heads-up display, like Google Glass. Or a multilingual version, Welsh, French, Spanish, German, Arabic, Mandarin, Urdu, to help our international students in the first few days of being on a course. If you like what you've seen, please vote. And in your vote, can you please indicate the priority you would place on the enhancements? Image, categorization, heads up, multilingual? Thank you for listening to this pitch for Student Q. Please vote now.